not part of the space. How's it going, everybody? It's Man Tomorrow here. Make sure you hit the like button upon coming in. Make sure you hit the like button upon coming in. So that way we could be able to get this stuff out of the way. At the end of the day, what has happened to the actual black manosphere is you haven't seen moments like this where people attach themselves to a concept. You ask them basic questions about why they're here, and when they can't answer questions, they want to blow up the actual panel. But they know the actual audience that they're trying to actually bring in. They know that this space has a very specific framework. The framework existed before them. They understand what the framework is. They want to come here and they want to sabotage spaces that are meant for progress. Now, you can go hang out anywhere in the country, but you don't have to come online and dirty up a space that you're not trying to help people with. So now you have it all across the board. You have ex-military people who's on the same bullshit like Mr. Fantastic. Sir, 20 fucking years. Know full fucking well that Bravo Alpha November shit that you're running, it would never be allowed in the fucking Navy. It just wouldn't happen, right? Again, you have self-taught chemists, you know, BGS Eisenberg, the self-taught chemist who cooking up this meth called gynocracy, got everybody hooked on it. He's pretty happy about coming to a space that specifically means something. And then he wanted to turn it into something else because he couldn't benefit from the advice that he was given. Now, when I first came here, he was giving out excellent advice, but then there was no then what conversation. Because if there was a then what conversation after that, people would have to take action. But people didn't want to take action. So what they did is they rewrote the actual black manosphere into trolling women, which I think at this point, if you open your mouth about these fucking women, your channel should be flagged the fuck off YouTube. Period. We got to get this fucking trolling black women shit or women in general shit the fuck away from Passport Bros or the black manosphere, period. You got to get these dudes away from this shit. Because at the end of the day, they will walk in and they will sabotage everything to bring in a whole group of lost individuals. And I'm sorry that you was raised by a bunch of people who actually believe in prison culture. I don't know how you get a whole bunch of people who never served time in prison to believe in prison culture unless you have a whole bunch of unprincipled oil slicks who actually want the freedom of not being able to be held responsible for any type of action, but they want to enjoy the benefits of progress with everybody else's hard work. Again, they're here to push a narrative. So what I'm going to show you is this is very easy. So that way I can show you what this is actually based on. Hold on a second. So that way you could be able to see this stuff and you could be able to understand it when you're actually looking at somebody who's actually engaging in this. Because people are here to present narratives. They're not here to talk about anything, to come toward a specific truth. They're not here for that. So what I'm going to show you is how these people argue before you actually hear the conversation itself. I was going to do this on a separate live stream, but I'll do this here. Full disclosure, I'm not smarter than anybody else. I'm just more prepared than anybody else. This right here is the hierarchy of argument. The people who join the Black Manosphere have to do the bottom four. Where the Black Brain Trust and actually people who are here for progress, we operate at the top three. Because at the end of the day, these people didn't come here to have arguments and move on. They came here to actually run a script on lost, damaged, and broken men who decided to invest in this, right? So let's go over. Because you have a lot of stupid ass people that join this space. And because they're trying to build an audience, they can never get past the contradiction piece. And this is what they resort to: the name calling, the ad hominem, the responding to tone, and the contradiction. People who actually want to solve problems, because that is your actual job as a man, counter argument, refutation, and refutation of the central point is where you also start the actual conversation so that way you can be able to get somewhere with what you're actually discussing. But when you have a bunch of people who join a male progressive space to drag it into trolling women, they can only operate at the bottom four. They can't go up to the top three. Not even your so-called master teacher with all this information. He can't come to counter argument, refutation of point, and refuting the central point because he has to keep the conversation so low where it comes to contradiction or even ignoring it altogether, responding to tone, ad hominem, and name calling. And here's the thing: I don't give a damn that these people don't get it. I don't care that they don't ever get it. Remember, Colorado works just fine. It's very expensive to live here, and guess what? Your ass is gonna be living 8 to an apartment or a house if your ass is not productive out here. That's just the way it is out here. So what they're doing online, it doesn't affect me in my local area. But you can't claim that you have a problem about the quote unquote black image, and then you bring your ass online and you support all the people that you don't need to be attached to. That's what you actually did with your so-called clean slate, by the way. So, without further ado, this is from the Adam West Batman. This is the debate between Batman and Penguin. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, after I just showed you how these people actually argue, I'm going to show you how this stuff actually works in practicality. So without further ado, I'm using this fair use. This is from YouTube. And I'm just going to show you how these people argue.
Of Gotham City. I believe the Penguin will lead off the debate.
Friends and fellow citizens, I want to give you my solemn word that there will be no mudslinging in this campaign, unless, of course, my opponent slings it. But I intend to stick to the issues. Now, what are the issues? There is only one: Batman. Who is he? Who is this acrobatic clown who somersaults around Gotham City in a ridiculous costume? I suggest that behind that mask Batman is, in reality, a dangerous criminal. Why else does he wear a mask? Why else does he conceal his past? Would you think about that a moment, my friends? Whenever you've seen Batman, who's he with? Criminals. That's who. You look in the old newspapers, every picture of Batman shows him with thugs and with thieves and hobnobbing with crooks. Whereas my pictures show me always surrounded by whom? By the police. I am associate of the law.
Listen to those lies. Oh, that penguin. He's as crooked as a warped shillelagh.
Now, which man do you want to run Gotham City? A man like myself who is always in the company of the law? Or a man like Batman who rubs elbows with the worst elements of this city and who is undoubtedly a desperate criminal himself? Think about it without rancor. And remember this, no mudslinging in this campaign.
He started off with no mudslinging, ended with no mudslinging. In the middle of it, nothing but mudslinging, and now you're gonna have this Bravo Alpha November who's in jail. And look what this dude says.
Yeah, penguin! That boy!
Thank you very much. You bet. And now, we should...
Now, did he get all his words out? He got everything out. Why don't you see how much the counter argument gets their turn to speak? And now we're going to see what happens when you try to respond to nonsense.
should have a few words from the other candidate.
My fellow citizens, let me begin by pointing out some inconsistencies in both the logic and the substance of Mr. Penguin's preceding remarks.
Penguin, yes, sir, clean up bathroom, 1, 2, 3.
What's going on?
This is your doing, you waddling hack politician. Tut, tut, wonder midget. Can I help it if I have enthusiastic fans? Besides, now the voters won't be bored to death by Batman's babble.
Now you see that he didn't even get his side out. He didn't even get to he didn't even get to get his side out. Even though he was allowed to talk, nobody interrupted him. But when it came to him answering basic questions, he couldn't even allow the other side to even speak. So what we're going to do now is going to go over to Where's the Bad Guy show. This was I think this was Saturday. Because there's a lot of people here who don't want progress. A lot of them join this space to actually destroy the actual space here. So we're going to listen to a little bit of this, and then we're going to get to this clown who I'm actually addressing. Make sure that that's up. It's on the full screen, and that's where we're at.
Right after that, that was like the following day, so you probably would have remembered more of what happened on the panel that time. And I just didn't get a chance to because they started arguing. But it's how.
What you got to understand? This is the Manosphere. I mean, they truly believe black people can't do shit. They'll never be shit. Man, anybody who's trying to help them, is just at fault. That's just the
but
Manosphere.
they're invested in the destroyed black community that they want to blame black women for. It's actually their fault that this stuff is the way it is. It ain't got nothing to do with the women. Because if it was just the women, you could just move on to other women who's actually doing stuff, man. But these dudes, they want to be the threat and then blame other people for it, which is kind of stupid. But hey, man, you gotta let them be them, man. I don't. At this point, we know who the enemies are. We know what type of content that they do and what they support. I just sit back now. At this point, the
Mm,
space is starting to clean itself up
mm,
because Obsidian has to go too far. He has to
mm.
because he don't know where the lines are at, and somebody's going to keep teaching him where the lines are at because these dudes have just never felt no consequences. Like they have a certain understanding of free speech to where free speech means zero consequences, and that's not what free speech actually means. It
Exactly.
means that the government can't punish you. Not a private corporation can stop you from using a platform any type of way. And it's like you can't really talk about that to people who don't understand the particulars of what it is that is going on. So I'm not really worried about it all that much. And I understand people may think that there isn't a method to what I'm doing. No, you never leave. But you also prove that how many lists of the Black Manosphere has been put out publicly? Too many. How is it that you keep
About
complaining
four
about all
lists
the
so
people?
far. So far,
That's what I'm
one put
saying.
out recently by I
You,
guess I don't know who it was, but he
yeah,
put one.
but think about it. How is it that you keep finding the same people to complain about, but never support the actual people who are doing the real work that you claim that you want the Manosphere to be doing? So by me staying and they're ignoring actual people who are here, you just make your point stronger that none of these people wanted to see all this shit that they claim that they wanted to actually be a part of.
I mean,
That's
let's
why
just
I
be
don't
honest
leave.
though. They don't. It's not about the solution. It's about nigga just shut the fuck up. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shut
And,
up.
and
Let
it
us hang
tells you
out.
it tells you the level of integrity that a man has, what he stand on. You know.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. So, yeah,
I'm truly not worried about it. I think it's a
uh,
good deal. We're in a good position because the people think that, and I get this a lot actually by email. Well,
mm,
why don't you be a better leader to make me want to do something? I'm like, bro, listen, I already had results
mm-mm, mm-mm.
before I came here, and it's like, it's not my job to like come to you and drag you away from entertainment to actual productivity, boss man. Like that ain't what I'm doing here. And it's like that's what you thought the leadership meant. No, the leadership meant the content that we need to be focused on for the actual future. Not trying to drag these jack-legged dudes along with us that don't belong here in the first place. Like that ain't that ain't what I'm here for. And it's like once you tell them that, they kind of just slink away, or else they come out and say, "Oh, I understand the issue." And I'm like, did I really need to tell you for you to understand the issue, bro? Like, damn, I got to bring you out of the entertainment space to make you focus on productivity. Really, I'm supposed to do all that shit. Like, come on. All right. Hold on a second. For full disclosure, let me go to that actual live stream. Let me post it in the chat. That's toward the end of the actual live stream, by the way, Ryle. But I will post that actual live stream. That's for my Reg the Bad Guy. I think it was Saturday. Reg the Bad Guy. They just sent me an email to come on to actually address some of this nonsense. I think it's the 2 hour and 54 mark is where you should listen for context of this actual live stream, so that way you could be able to see where it actually had. So I'm now going to go into it's 2 hours 55 minutes all the way to the end because I stayed on to the end, but that's the crux of the actual argument. So now we're going to bring on this person. Well, not bring on, but replay the conversation with me and black men being brutally ignorant. So that way you can see how this works after I just set up what it is. Because remember, these people are not here to do analysis. They can't do analysis because they're trying to present a narrative. They don't care about things working. They want to maintain a failed society. That's what they want to do. So without further ado, we're just going to play this, and I'm going to stop it at certain points, so that way we can be able to get this rolling. So without further ado, let's make sure that we got that going.
I want to say this, brother. One of the things that I see wrong with the black manosphere is that you have the most unqualified men, the most
Mm-hmm.
unqualified who do not make good husbands, trying to offer advice to a lot of men who are also struggling. And let's be honest, a lot of these men would not be in the black manosphere if they were not struggling with manhood of some sort. They're still trying to find themselves. Because in
Uh,
truth, if we get off the internet, what you will find is that men have formed brotherhoods through their fraternities, through different orders, through their families. Real men have their own resources. They got a
Oh, here
grandfather.
we go.
I'm just telling you that real men
See, too much for him to hear, too much for him to listen to, too much for him.
have their own network of men that they've been connected to in the real world. And so for
They sure don't call productive men boring. They sure don't host smoke shows online. They definitely don't have BGS more on their
Hey, you
panel.
come to me with that shit, I got you. Bro, don't even start that shit, bro.
No, but everything that I said is true, though.
Yeah,
What's false about what
I
I
have
said?
a smoke show. You have a personality then. Stop bitching about people having other personalities.
But see, this is what stupid people do. So let's stop this and let's go back to this hierarchy here. He was asked a direct question and he couldn't answer it. Pretty much he's in the responding to tone shit right now. Didn't answer anything. A direct question. He's going to be asked a lot of direct questions. Now keep in mind, this is a married man, a married guy who's here trying to get an audience, trying to put on their worst version of like Patrice O'Neal, Cat Williams, or Corey Holcomb. Because that's the only three personas that are within this space for the most part. So let's go back to where we were before. So now that you look at the hierarchy, he's not going to go to counter argument, refutation, and refuting the central point. He's only going to stay buck dancing and contradiction, responding to tone, ad hominem, and name calling. So let's go back to this.
Oh.
Because they're destroying our space and actually erasing the history of it.
That just means you're not strong enough to fix things, bro. That just means you're not strong enough to fix things. Sit the fuck down, bro.
You want me to fix you? I'm not supposed to fix you.
I don't need your goddamn help. I don't need your fucking help. I don't need your fucking help, bro. Like, dude.
You just
dude,
got
I don't need your fucking help, man. Dude, there's nothing you can do to help me. I got this.
Got in the space.
I got this. Nigga, I've been in the space for 6-7 years. They ain't no just got here. Ain't no damn seniority structure, nigga. Ain't no, all this damn.
They don't
like,
want to have any
it's
type of structure. So now he fights against the actual structure of the Black Manosphere because there is structure here. There was structure before he came here. But these people who offer nothing to our group, they always slink into unpoliced groups. So that way they can destroy progress. So that way they can claim that, oh, I'm just an economic capitalist benefiting off of the destruction and the likelihood of these individuals never getting it. So they come in with the compromise. They come in with the compromise. They don't want to actually fix anything. The only thing they want to do is be some sort of hack comedian based off of these issues. They're not trying to solve any of these issues, and these people are not part of the Black Manosphere. They're not a part of it. Why do you think I call myself the president? Because it's time to start kicking you people off of this damn mountain. It's time for you to go. Dude, you could be black men being brutally honest and not even associate yourself with the space. That's why his dumbass kept coming up with these Black Manosphere lists and putting himself on the list, even though he never brought any type of benefit to the actual space, and he's married. So why are you here? Why are you here? Yeah, they never were Manosphere in the first place. What's going on, J. Charles? They never were Black Manosphere in the first place. But let's continue.
I think it's crazy to call yourself a president of a virtual space. I think that's fucking crazy.
Space that has structure already. All this stuff was working fine until you got here running your company.
Oh man, oh yeah, I'm the problem. God damn. I'm the problem? Are you fucking nuts? Are you fucking crazy? Oh yes, you are.
Kev, I got a
yes,
question
you
for
are.
you. I think this is a legit question. What are your goals? Like, what's the purpose of Keisha bashing every week? What are the outcomes? Are you looking to get at?
Oh, okay. Now you're talking about Keisha bashing. After you just said, I don't sit there and argue with women in Keisha bash.
No.
After you just said that. We get brand new when the niggas show up.
Kev, what I said was when you don't have women on your panel and you don't argue back and forth with women. That's what I said. Now Keisha bashing's different, and we need a little Keisha bashing here or there, just so they know, just to let them know. But what I'm saying, so I'm asking you, what are your goals doing that week after week? I think that's a fair
question. Doing what, Keisha bash week after week?
Yes.
Ask him a direct question. Let's see how he answers it.
Oh, I Keisha bash. No, what I do is I bash stupid black people. I don't give a damn if it's a man or a woman. If you're triggered and sensitive by that, don't watch my fucking content. No. And don't worry about it. I don't watch most of Man of Tomorrow's content. So, if I don't like somebody and if I don't agree with somebody, I don't watch them. I don't bitch about their existence.
What's the goal that you're doing? What's the outcomes that you want out of that, Kev? Of bashing both stupid people. What are the outcomes that you want?
Hey, look, man, I'm just here to express myself.
No, don't duck the question, Kev. No. Get out from behind the.
What? What? You have to come online in a space that's meant for male progression so that way you can quote unquote express yourself? That's the only place where you can express yourself on the planet?
Bushes, just be honest.
My goal is the solidarity of black men. And see, by that piece of shit right there, it ain't gonna.
What did he just say? He's here for the solidarity of black men. That's no different than Penguin saying there will be no mudslinging in this debate. Dude, I'm not trying to solidate with these type of people. Why on earth would I want to consolidate with these type of personnel? We don't even have the same outcomes that we're working towards. Now remember, his goal is consolidation. No, their job is to hide behind productive men and run their bullshit on the side. That's what they're here for. Now, they can easily run this bullshit without associating themselves with the Black Manosphere. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course it's like the Black Ku Klux Klan. But let's just call them Boo Bucks bland. But this is what we're talking about. Like, dude, you can do this shit anywhere else on Earth. You ain't got to do it within the Black Manosphere. This is why the Black Manosphere has the actual brand that it has. Because these individuals jump in here. They're trying to get a big-ass audience to destroy a concept that they never fucking believed in. And then they tell you how happy they are that there ain't no fucking structure. And that's why they're doing it. They're doing it because there ain't no structure.
Ever happen. That ain't gonna ever happen.
Okay, so how do you have solidarity with black men when you have 100% 65-year-old dudes who you host on your show who start the majority of the shit within the actual space? How do you have solidarity with somebody?
Oh God, okay, are we talking about this damn? Are we talking about this hang up with BGS again? Oh my God, like come on, guys. I'm a person. Like I don't need to be talking. The nigga is not in my back pocket. He's not in my back pocket. Yeah, I hold shows where anybody can step up, including your ass. Including your ass.
Kev, I got a question about BGS too, because to me, like there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that BGS are underneath the BGS. Like in football, you got a coaching tree.
Regardless of what you may believe, I'm not under BGS.
Hold on. They're underneath the BGS, the Black Manosphere tree. For good, and I'm not saying that's necessarily.
Get the Black Brain Trust out of your fucking ass, MOT. Well, since you want to say that.
Kev, can I finish?
Wow. No one brought up the Brain Trust here. Again, he can't answer questions. He has to be on his nonsense. Look at this clown.
Relax a little bit. I'm not trying to attack you.
You're the only pay also I see, motherfucker.
MOT, do me a favor. Don't attack Kev, just give him logical questions. Just give him
He'll
logical
fail.
questions. Because my question to you, Kev, is being under the BGS tree, whether you agree or disagree, just play with me on this. Just pretend like you agree on this one for right now. What I see is that you seem like actually a good dude who actually cares about the black community. You don't necessarily go lying and making up all this crazy stuff and setting fires everywhere you go. What it looks like to me is that what happens with BGS, well, first of all, did you see the video earlier when he said that he thinks that black men should elect black women in office, put them in power so they can destroy things and burn things down, so then black men can finally have the chance to build things. Did you hear him say that bullshit?
And I totally disagree with that.
Okay, fine.
And I tell him.
Okay, no. I'm sure you do. I think you do. So my issue is, like, being under his tree, what it looks like to me is that he helps build your channel. So you're loyal to him to help build your channel. But you know, like I know, and MLT knows, and May knows that he's a full Bravo Alpha November. Shout out to MOT. And he is a horrible dude. And to me, I don't necessarily see you in the same group as him. I don't think your character and your integrity are like that dude. I just see you kind of swept up over there and you guys are in this movement, but I don't see that's who you are at the core. So when I made that video saying he was your YouTube daddy, that's because it pissed me off that he felt like he could get away talking to you like that. Because if me and you were homies and he talked to you like that, you know what would happen? I'd put hands on him in front of you. Kev, I got this, and it wouldn't happen twice. So that's my issue. I don't know why you mess with him. Well, I know why you guys do, but I think a guy like you should be on this side over here because you're more like us pretending not to. That's what it looks like to me.
See, here's the thing. If go ahead.
I want to ask you this, brother. Why do y'all follow unqualified? Just hear my whole question. Why do so many black men follow unqualified men? That is the question. Men who cannot prove that they are patriarchs. Men who cannot prove that they can provide generational wealth. Men who cannot prove that they are actually leaders and successful in life, worthy of being followed. They actually have a home, a household. They are already having a wife and a family that they lead. Why is this not the brother's choice? A man who has proven himself by establishing his own patriarchy and his own station in life. Why do you guys follow failed men? That's my question.
How direct was that question? There was a really, really, really direct question. Let's see what this guy says as the answer to that question.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna put this in a nutshell with both of y'all questions. Okay, you need to go ask someone else why they follow unqualified men. Those motherfuckers come to my channel.
Behind the bushes, Kev. We see you behind the bushes. Come out. Just answer the question. See, that's the thing.
Okay. So why do I follow unqualified men?
Kev, you're one of us, and you're pretending not to be. That's what it is. You're on bullshit. You're one of us. That's what it is. That's why you're ducking. You can't even fight that.
Ducking what? I don't follow anyone.
You are one of us.
I am not a follower by any means at all. And I know it's easy to laugh like a little bitch on a Wi-Fi connection, but I don't follow anyone. As a matter of fact, y'all empower these guys so much. Anybody that's cool with them, you think they follow.
Why you been disrespectful, Kev?
Not you, Truth. Not you. The dude called me a clown. So what?
You're like, okay, Kev. All right. Stop pretending you're not. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I'm not. Look,
don't be a fraud over there.
I'm my own fucking person, bro.
I know.
I'm my own person.
You know the type
I don't
of
follow anyone.
That you're trying to acquit over there, and you're pretending like you're not doing that. And you know you can't answer straightforward and direct question, just like.
Oh, like what? Because you want a certain answer, though. You want a certain answer. You want a certain answer.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Okay, what's your question?
A direct question is supposed to give a certain answer.
Cornflakes is on the panel. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Look at this guy. Ask your question, MOT.
Look at this guy.
Ask your question, MOT.
That's why you ask
direct questions. Answer your question, MOT. 10 hours of content about me, and I'm not supposed to say anything? 10 hours of content about me, and I'm not supposed to say anything? Fuck yourself. Ask your question, MOT.
The question was asked to you by Truth as I Know It, and May that you're trying to skip over and trying to make it look like I am
Okay, why
different.
do men
Could you
follow
answer
unqualified
those
men? Because they're
questions?
unqualified themselves, okay? They see those unqualified men as a reflection of them, okay? That's the
How?
answer. That's the
That was
answer.
an
I got to give it to him. I got to give it to him. He is 100% right, and I agree with that statement. It is because they see these failed men as a reflection of themselves.
that was an honest answer.
So he can answer direct questions. Awesome. Yay for
Yeah.
Special Kev.
All right, man. So here's my question. Given that you
Hey,
just said
complex
that,
design. Hey,
like
guy.
complex, man.
Hey,
Don't
let me tell you the truth about the Black Brain Trust. Unless you're talking about somebody, nobody gives a shit about your content. Okay? You
Oh,
and
boo
Rael. I'm
hoo.
glad y'all up here.
Boo hoo. Boo.
But see, the problem is that we're supposed to lower what we actually talk about, so that way he's included in the conversation. You see, this is how these Bravo Alpha Novembers actually want you to change the way you operate, so that way you can gain access to their useless ass eyeballs and their useless ass presence. Man, I don't give a shit about these these dudes needing and wanting to be popular. You know how dumb you have to be to stall progress at 40 plus years old because you're trying to regain high school popularity? So you want to maintain a dysfunctional society so that way you can quote unquote get on? What kind of sense does this make? And remember, at the first beginning, he said that he wanted to see solidarity. The only way that you have solidarity when you have somebody who act like this is everyone turns a blind eye. If everybody turns a blind eye, that's how you get solidarity throughout this type of system. If everybody turns a blind eye. But that's what they want. They want infinite redos, infinite retries, infinite ability to keep starting all types of bullshit, but they don't want to own up to what they're actually doing. And they want you to actually be quiet while they're actually doing it.
I'm glad you're both up here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so I have a
okay.
question,
Go ahead,
Kev.
Mochi.
Hold on.
Kev,
Let me
Kev.
address
I'm
that
going back to the
because the
chat.
Black
Thank you
Brain
all.
Trust
Going back
does put up the
You're
most
one person.
numbers.
Boo hoo. You
The
only care
Black
about them
Brain
because they're talking
Trust,
about Black Manosphere. That's it.
Kev, hold on. The Black Brain Trust does put up generally like bigger numbers when it's a little bit of beef. But what I respect is that they're true to who they are. They're true to who they are. Like they've got a strong foundation, and this is what more black men need.
Yeah.
Kev, I
Strong
ain't coming at you
foundation.
like that. But we need
Strong
black men with
foundation.
a
What is a
strong
strong foundation?
that are committed.
What is
Now he don't understand anything. So now we have to keep rewrapping the conversation around his ignorance when he could just answer straightforward questions.
a strong foundation? What's a strong foundation? We got this good information, but these niggas over here talking about it, they should be able to go off their own merit. Period.
We do go off our own
They should be
merit.
able
What
to
are
go
you
off their
talking about?
own merit. Hey,
We
bro, I'm
do.
not hearing you, complex design. Grow
You
some
don't have
nuts,
to hear
bitch.
me.
Complex, I can hear you just
What the
fine.
hell,
There's
dude?
nothing wrong
What
with your
the?
microphone.
Dude, why are
let's
you
get-
making reference to male anatomy, dude? What is your problem?
Because hey, we black men are supposed to have spine and some fucking nuts. That's why.
Well, we agree.
You should be able you should be able to
I
say
have a
anything
child,
off
Kev.
this
I have a
motherfucking
child. I
wild
have a
soccer
child. I have a child.
I have a child
How'd
too,
that
nigga.
happen? Okay, so then don't make reference to people's anatomy, please, dude.
Okay, look,
that's
dude,
just-
y'all call
that's
these
just
people over
not-
here
that's
gay
just
all the
not
time.
it.
I'm talking
That's
about
just
your
not it,
wherewithal and your
bro.
spine,
Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, I can do whatever the fuck
See,
I want.
Hold on.
Shit.
that's the problem. They want to come to a specific space that means something, and then they want to do whatever the F they want once they get here. You could have did whatever the F you want without even associating yourself with the Black Manosphere, period. Why did you have to come in here and act the way you wanted to act? That's the problem here.
You can, but you sound
That's
silly.
the whole
You can,
problem.
but you sound silly.
Hold
You
on.
sound silly, dude.
Rael, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Just mute him for a quick second, okay? First of all, I'm just going to give a backdrop to where this shit plays out from. So the reality.
So now we have to talk about the backstory of how Rael attempted to try to dissuade this person from doing it by coming on this platform and trying to make sure that this stuff wasn't going to go the way that it eventually gone. But when you have individuals who specifically want to build their platform off of fighting the big and bad black brain trust, who don't focus on entertainment, Keisha bashing, or just social gossip when it comes to people's relationship, they got a problem with that. Look, they could have built their own space, but these are not builders. These are destroyers. These are saboteurs. Saboteurs don't build anything. You could catch a saboteur trying to dump concrete mix into a garbage disposal. You walk up to the saboteur and be like, hey man, what are you doing? Saboteur has no answer to the actual question. Why? They know that they're on a mission that they cannot explain. They know full well there's no reason for concrete mix to be poured into the garbage disposal. But they'll pretend like they're not doing it while they're actually doing it. That's the problem here. And this ain't like this is some 15-year-old child. We're talking about a 40-plus-year-old dude doing this stupid ass shit.
The reality of the situation is, I never had anything against Kev. Period. I never had it. I never took any personal shots at him at all until he took personal shots at the brain trust. Okay.
So you're the cheerleader?
I ain't finished, bro. I'm not finished. Okay. Now, before then, even when he took a shot at the brain trust, I came on his show where I talked about this space and I talked about this space not having a code. And so I said, well, how can you hold us to a code, even though when you look on the brain trust and when it was first formed, you literally see the code in which the brain trust operates. So do we follow that same code that was implemented and penned by Complex Design in 2018? Yes, we live up to that code that we set forth. That was the standard that was set for ourselves. We stand up to that. Now, on the other hand, when I was on Kev's show, he admitted that this space, that the Manosphere, does not have a code. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. Well, how are you going to try to hold us to standards that you don't hold?
And that's why those people are here. They're seeing an unpoliced group that they can walk in and sabotage and destroy, and that's why these dudes came here. They came here to actually destroy the actual space. They didn't come here to add anything to the conversation. They came here to make sure that the people who was broken and lost stayed that way. So that way they can be able to have an actual place where they can pretend like they're a leader that they can just log in to actually do. So let's keep going.
Any other people to. That's not proper, dog. And so when I came to that channel, when I came to his channel, I came there to squash the beef because I knew that I had more of a rapport with him than cats at the Brain Trust, even though he had a wrench on the channel and he was subbed there. Okay? So for all this talk about how it's boring and all this, he was subbed there and he had a wrench over there. So we never had a problem with him. Okay?
Interesting.
So now when we have a back and forth with AB Media, for example, or we have a back and forth with BGX, if you choose to insert yourself in that back and forth, that's a choice you made.
Yeah, I made that choice.
That's a choice. That's a choice you made.
You're right. You are absolutely.
Now he admits that he made that choice, but this was the guy who led by saying he wanted to see black male solidarity. Again, anybody who walks up to you, because my grandfather told me about this a long time ago. My grandfather told me any person who walks up to you wanting forgiveness or solidarity, you better run from that dude like you wouldn't believe, or be prepared to unalive them whenever they step out of line. Because the people are wanting something and they are asking for something that they are not worth. They don't work toward it, but they survive within a society by going to other groups of people who don't hold people responsible, and they do the same thing over and over again. Like when I used to have family members who robbed and stole from people, they'll just show up to somewhere else, to someone else, and pretend like they never even engaged in that type of behavior. And then they would come to my grandfather's house, and then all of a sudden the 38 special is coming out, and they tell them to get off the property. You're like, well, what did I do? My grandfather would be like, nothing to me, but you seem to have done an awful lot to other people, and if you pull even an inch of that over here, you're going to be on the receiving end of this 38 special. So I'd rather show you what the consequences are up front and don't let you think that you're going to walk in here and try all the stuff that you try with other personnel rather than get yourself killed. But to this guy, you owed him an extra shot to screw somebody over. You owed him forgiveness. You owed him consolidation. This person never showed any of that, but they keep going to different groups, starting the same fires over and over again. But you could tell people who wasn't raised under that, but they want to be around personnel who have been. And then they want everybody to shelter them and allow them to be whoever the hell they want to be. I'm like, dude, don't join our group. You could be on whatever you own. Go stand on your own 2 feet. Don't be over here on this nonsense where you have to corrupt our space. So that way we got to answer for the least of men. Stand on your own words. Just don't associate yourself with our space. That's it. Look, nobody asked him to jump on the Truth As I Know It show. He knows full well that the Truth As I Know It was going back and forth with BGS. Why on earth would you bring your messy ass up there on Truth As I Know It show when you know you keep all this bullshit going in the background? Again, it's the fact that he don't get his head knocked off. It's the reason why he's doing this shit. You cannot build or team up with men like this. And they always come in with the BS of thinking that I'm here for consolidation and solidarity. Then they prove to you up front that they're not even worth what they're asking for. And they don't take a long time to show you that they're not even worth what they're asking for.
Absolutely
Then don't
100%
complain.
correct.
Then don't complain. Then don't complain.
Look, if you don't like feedback, then disable your comment sections.
Nobody ever said we don't like feedback, because if you
Sound like it to me.
If you wanted to give us proper feedback, you get on the panel and you give the feedback.
You want some feedback now?
Well, here's the thing. Every time that we do those live streams on the Brain Trust, or even when I do it here, the links stay dropped. The links stay dropped. So that way you can add something to the conversation if you can. But if you are not used to explaining yourself and the only thing you're here to do is sabotage and destroy things, you just act like you don't see the link or act like the conversation is not happening. This is why I say this. Listen, if you're expecting my individual success to rub off on you, to make you come to doing the stuff that you need to be doing, you're going to be a waiting person. You need to make these younger, because the younger generation gets it. The younger generation don't have any respect for people who are not successful in life. This is a millennial, Generation X, my generation, and boomer problem. And the lost and broken kids from lower generations who actually see that these actual individuals is someone that somebody needs to be looked up to, or they need to go down this path of redeeming themselves from something that they shouldn't even be trying. Right? But this is where we at when you have one person who believes this. What happens when you have a whole space of personnel who join here to destroy our actual space so that way they can save themselves? And then try to pretend like they want consolidation. No, don't. They want consolidated silence to their nonsense.
You don't come through and drop
You've never been on a Brain Trust panel.
You don't come through and drop a silly ass comment.
But you're both here, right now.
Now, hold on, dog. You don't come through and drop a silly ass comment and then say that is me giving feedback. No, you're coming on some drive-by shit trying to take a shot.
Running like a little bitch.
You never did that.
Or running like a little bitch like you did that night.
I'm gonna
stick around for a minute and do it on my channel. You get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit, bro.
You've never been on the Brain Trust.
You get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit.
We've been on your shit. You've never been over there.
Bro, I got this, bro. We never did that, bro. Anytime I've never had an issue with you. But because this started to look like an issue, I came to your channel to try to squash it before it became an issue. You rejected that shit. You said
No, I didn't.
You said fuck them niggas. You said fuck them niggas because they be hating on BGS.
And he's actually doing what he's claiming he's not doing right in front of our face right now.
Hating on the space.
Oh, for real? Oh, when you came over there that night, don't make me pull up the broadcast, bro. You're a complete goddamn lie. It's still up. They can go check it out for themselves.
Hold on. I came there to squash it, bro. You did not want to squash it, bro, because you said AB Media was your dog, and that's why you said
No. You're conflating two different incidences, bro.
It's not conflation. It's the same level of behavior being showed in both points. He admitted that he chose to put himself in the middle of that. Now he's trying to claim that people are conflating two different points when that's just not the case. It's the same behavior.
Conflating two different times you've been over
different incidences.
Two different times. You're conflating it into the same time. Number one, when Complex Designs fucking ass came over there to stay for that minute, talking about what he gonna do. Then, you came up there later. And then, like, a couple weeks later, that's when you came up there and started talking that shit.
You came in, did you not drop that silly ass comment, yes or no?
Oh, God. Yes, I did. I dropped a comment.
Yes,
I
you
said
did.
you were a
Yes,
coping
you
channel.
did.
Okay.
He just said he didn't, and now he's admitting it again. This, what, 3 or 4 times?
Hey, I said you were a coping channel. And then I went back to Marcus's channel because I don't want to hear that shit.
So he said that talking about things that is not relationship based, that is not entertainment based, that is not comedy based, is a coping channel. When a coping channel is actually pretending like women that don't want you is somehow going to come to the actual spot where you at. What's going on, Roger Spice? What's going on, Milano Vanguard? But this is where we at. You have unprincipled men who join a space and then just act a fool and just twerk and buck dance all over the place. It's crazy.
Shit, that's why.
Did you start it up, yes or no? Did you start this?
Yeah. Did I start this? Yeah. Yes, I did.
He said he started the shit.
You goddamn right I did.
Yeah, he's from
You goddamn right I did.
There you go,
Like, nigga,
Truth.
so what you gonna do about it?
There you go, Truth. There you go, Truth. That's what I'm saying.
I got a
Don't
question
get
now.
the fuck out of here, Kev.
I have a question
Get the
right now.
fuck
I have
out of
a
your
question.
face, nigga.
I have a question.
I mean,
So
but
how
y'all been bitching about people over here for the past 4 years, so why would it be considered me starting anything?
Bitching about people, why you fuck you let me on
Me
your...
bitching. I mean, damn, for the past.
All right. I think that's enough of that what we've already heard. So now I'm about to drop the link. I keep telling you, these people are not worth the forgiveness, the consolidation that they ever think that they are worth. This dude is a saboteur. He didn't come here to make things better. He came here to make things a lot worse. That's what he wanted to do. He was asked straightforward questions, and he couldn't even answer them. Then it became the fact that he did engage in all this shit. But that's the problem. The problem is that these people are not part of the Black Manosphere. They've never been part of the Black Manosphere. They came here to sabotage and destroy any type of space that's meant to leave them behind. And this space is about leaving them behind. And they know how I feel about these people. I don't make any. I'm sorry, but this is how he felt on the panel. And this is what you have to do to these dudes. Because, they start a whole bunch of stuff online, and then they don't want to answer for it, and then they show up, and this is the way they feel. This is the way that they feel. When they feel some type of responsibility for their actions, this is exactly how they feel. This is how they feel.
Just gotta give it your best shot, you know?
There you go. Street pizza. There you go. Oh man, you panel jumped him. Oh man, you didn't give him a chance to talk. Oh man, you surrounded this guy. Like, nah, man, that's what you do. You put the box on the ground and you throw his ass off. So that way he can be a nice piece of street pizza, all in the same box. Yeah. But the problem is that we're not supposed to feel this way. But at the end of the day, you still want to quit yourself like this in front of men and be on some nine boo boo type stuff. It's like, bro, everybody don't want to waste real time trying to help you out with stuff. This is on you. Remember, you came to sabotage our space. You teamed up with people who don't have an actual outcome to which they want to live towards. You would have people who will watch that display of what happened and they'll come to his defense. Oh man, you panel stomped him. I'm like, bro, listen. He held a whole bunch of live stream talking a whole bunch of stuff about us over there. And people went over there and tried to actually get him up to speed, but he wasn't for that. He was for the war that he was actually starting. You cannot, and I mean cannot, make deals with people like this. When they start talking that consolidation nonsense, pay attention to who they roll with online. Pay attention to all the spaces and spots that these people are at. When they start talking about community, pay attention to these people who they hang around. Because I can guarantee you, it's some non-progressive stuff going on, but then they want the infinite ability to just get away with stuff all the time. But at the end of the day, these people chose to sign their life over to this nonsense because it's easy. They know damn well that these people have destroyed our actual society. They have destroyed every woman that they came in contact with. They have neglected the hell out of these kids that they drop here for no reason. And now they expect us to clean up after them. I'll say this, man. Get your stuff together and move to a better society. Listen, Mississippi was messed up when I was growing up there. It's messed up now. It's going to be messed up in the future. But you can take advantage of the opportunities that are here and move yourself into a better and different place. You don't have to sit here and put up with this stuff like you don't have any options out here. Nobody's going to fix this stuff and then hand it over to you, right? They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. This is what these saboteurs came to our space and do. Like he could have still have his own internet connection and did whatever he wanted to. No, he wanted to associate himself with an actual space and do this actual stuff. That's the problem here. There's only one way that I've seen in my life of how this stuff gets solved. I am from the Mississippi Delta, and let me tell you, it is a very small place. When you do something mess up to somebody, everybody's gonna find out about it. And you know what happened? We wait till you come around, we wait till you get comfortable, and then we run the foot patrol on your ass. What's going on, Delphi? We run the foot patrol on your ass. Then you go away for a month or two. Then you try to come back around, and then we have to pretend that things are cool again, and then we run the foot patrol on your ass again. End of the day, when you're not part of the group, you're not gonna keep coming through here and trying to get a reset and a restart to keep doing the same things. Because when these people leave your group for that time period, they just take their nonsense over to other people to deal with. And they do the same exact thing over there. And it's not like people don't see it. It's just that you have this socialized silence among this group of thinking that this type of nonsense is part and parcel of who we are as men. This is not part and parcel of who we are as men. It's part and parcel of who they are, not who we are. If you can't uphold no standards, why do you want to be part of a group? Part of the police force, part of the military, part of all types of teams. I had to pull my weight. And if not, I couldn't be associated with the group. But people join this group called the Black Manosphere, and they don't want to pull their own weight. They want to drag the conversation down to trolling women and talking about entertainment nonsense and other people's failed relationship bullshit. Like, dude, we ain't got time for that. They deliberately don't want to read, don't want to understand anything. They love this society just the way it is. They need a strong woman or the idea of one, so that way they don't make any progress. And then they want to turn around and blame her after they choose to actually believe in the system. That's not my fault. And if we had done this before, these people wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have hardcore chomo here. You wouldn't have the master teacher here. You wouldn't have G's with PhDs. You wouldn't have Dr. Saxophone here. You wouldn't have theology majors on here running this nonsense on low self-esteem men who want everybody else to acquit masculinity so that way they can feel better about their sorry dumb ass rather than get off on their own ass and fix this stuff themselves. Again, this is what I was taught by my fucking grandfather. He taught me how to, and guess what? You have to put this stuff into action right away. Why? Because we wasn't living in the country. In Swiftwater, Mississippi. We wasn't living in the country anymore. Now you're living in like rural area. So we went from out in the middle of nowhere in trailer parks. Yeah, they do have them out there, by the way. We wasn't quite down in the area where you the outhouses like they still have that down there, but like the black trailer parks on like agricultural land, it's like a step above the outhouses, and then like small town rural America is a step above that. So yeah, we was already taught all those things. We already had live examples of failures to look at already. Again, they're inviting these people in here to destroy our space. They're doing it on purpose. And you have all these people who claim that they have a problem with the Black Manosphere. You know where they point at? The weakest people here. They never bring their ass up here and tell me about what's going on because I ain't having that shit. I ain't having it at all. Because when it comes down to it, most of these so-called educated people, they know how to have a conversation and not make progress. They know how to be flighty. They know how to be passive aggressive. They know how to make comments and around people. They stay around broken ass people for a reason. Why? This type of masculinity threatening the shit out of their existence. Because I ain't having it. I don't need your friendship. I don't need your eyeballs. I don't need your super chat money. I don't need none of that fucking shit. The only thing I need is these people to be the hell up out of here. So before I go, I have seen this work in many different times in life. But if you're dealing with a Bravo Alpha November, and once they on some nonsense, this is how you deal with them.
Yeah, and I think you better watch who the fuck you. Oh, shit! Go ahead, strap that fool. Rush it, nigga, rush it. Hell, you stop, yeah. Nigga, come in my hood, nigga, trying to start all that shit. Nigga, I ain't no punk, nigga. Gang, chill, nigga. Get your ass in the house. Motherfucker.
Proverbs.
At the end of the day, this is how you deal with these people, man. You got to get them up out of there. You can't have them around because they're going to keep starting the same stuff over and over again. The same, not different, the same. But at the end of the day, they want to be around progressive men while they run their counterculture bullshit. Like, dude, they've been running an anti-black manosphere the whole time. And then they want to pay attention to the actual popularity that they get from destroying our space. What's going on, man?
MOT, how you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing all right, man. Always
You
good,
all right?
Bruce. Always
You all
good.
right? You good?
Man, my
You all
feet
right?
have been rested over a couple months. Man,
Yeah?
I'm ready. I
You
got a
good?
new
You all
pair of
right?
boots. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just checking in. Just checking in. How you doing?
I mean, but look at how he acquitted himself. Like, dude, only thing you got to do. And people are like, oh, well, how come y'all can't sit down and talk it out? You're just seeing what happened when you try to talk it out. You can't talk it out with nobody like that.
You can't. You know what? Let's talk about. I know you've been talking about this for a second. Jamal was live. We just got off a live stream over there too, so I was kind of
Okay.
flipping back and forth a little bit. But let's talk about that for a second. When you're firm, in your own position, philosophically, ideologically, not only that, but also how you move in the real world. So actions speaking the words that, or actions following the words that you speak versus those that don't necessarily follow that precept. I mean, where's the common ground? Where's the common ground, in your
Not with
opinion?
these people. There ain't no common
Yeah,
ground.
how do you find common ground?
You don't. That's what it is.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Because
Sorry about that.
no,
No.
no,
Like
you good. Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
I
find
agree.
common ground. That's the whole point. And
Right.
they know, like it's a cowardly thing to sit here in a hidden location and come through and sabotage things. It's very cowardly to do that.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I mean, what am I, or you, are we supposed to respect that?
No, and it's like they literally want us to give them infinite tries at destroying everything, and we're not supposed to say anything.
Wait, didn't you have plenty enough tries prior to you making your ass up onto the YouTube to begin with?
Yes, I mean your whole
And
life
what
should have been
and what happened?
an
And what happened?
indictment on that. Yeah, they didn't
Thank
do
you.
it then either. They didn't do
Thank
it
you.
then either.
Thank you.
They didn't do it then either. The
Hmm.
whole point was is that we're supposed to sit around and let them destroy things, and that's an okay barometer for them. And I'm like, I'm
Or or,
not.
or or MOT, or think that destruction is a form of building.
Yes, yeah, it's called the Wrecking Ball Building Company. The Wrecking Ball Construction Company.
The fucking wrecking ball construction company. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh
wait a minute, man.
man.
So you got all these permits. Like, what is this?
Why are you destroying shit?
Yeah, man. Like, why'd you bring an excavator? Like, you're supposed to be
I
building
thought you were
up. Like,
supposed
we're
to be
not.
building. I thought you were supposed to be building like a skyscraper. What
Yeah,
is
man.
this
Like,
excavator for?
wait a minute. Like, why are you setting explosive charges? Like, hold on, hold on, hold on. Did we order the wrong thing from demolition construction company?
Oh man. Wrecking ball construction company, dude. That is like the biggest oxymoron ever.
Yeah. It's
But that's
almost like
exactly
naming your
that is
trucking company.
exactly, dude. That is the perfect analogy.
Yeah, it's kind of like naming your trucking company. Your shit is never going to get their trucking company. Who the fuck would shit with you if your actual name of your trucking company is your shit is never going to get there? Transport.
Might make it there, right? Might might make it there.
Yeah, never gonna make it there. But but it's like it's not enough that they're inside their household. They create a bunch of kids to actually be in charge of something and to boss people around. It's the fact that they have to go other places and actually try to get the respect that they have in their household outside the household.
Mhm.
That that's what I don't get. So they walk in with the, well, you know what? You gotta accept my flaws, brother, brother. I'm like, hey man, once you start talking to that brother, man, I'm gonna start sharpening up this sharpening up this edge because it's gonna be getting
I
needed.
swear to God, dude. Aren't wait a minute? Aren't faults supposed to be improved upon?
Yes.
Okay, I just, I didn't know we got to a mode now where we're supposed to be accepting of such, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like if you're like
Mhm.
in kindergarten and you go to the playground and you see this grown ass dude on the monkey bars, you ain't supposed to ignore that shit. You're supposed to ask that dude, what the fuck are you doing on the school grounds? And why are you playing on the monkey bars? I'm like, there's an always after school where you can use the basketball court and shit. Like, you ain't got to be here during like school hours. Like, are you in kindergarten? Like, why are you here?
Why are
Why are
you
you
here,
here?
dude? There's
Yeah,
other
why are you
places
here?
there's also other parks, so you don't necessarily need to be at
Yeah,
the school where kids are at, right?
but it's always the failed men who want to be around broken men to socialize their nonsense is normal. Like, dude, I think it's quite funny when these dudes talk about all the stupid shit that they go through with women that they ain't supposed to be dealing with. Man, I think that shit is high comedy.
Well, wait. Didn't Special Kev actually communicate that to you on Truth's channel yesterday? He said, "Well, broken men follow behind older broken men." Didn't
Yes.
didn't he
So
say,
so he
didn't
knew
he
the
say something
answer
to
to
that?
it.
He
He
said
knew
something to
the
that
answer
effect,
to
right?
his
Okay,
own
okay,
conundrum.
okay,
And he
okay.
also
I'm
knew
not tripping. I'm not tripping. Okay.
you're not. And he also said that the people that they follow is a reflection of them. And then he chooses to have, the BGS Hitmore guy on his channel. And
As
you want
proof.
to
As
have,
as proof.
so it's not like he's stupid, but he's deliberately being stupid because there's a profit margin out of it. Because
Well,
people come
I
online,
think
good.
I was gonna say I think he told on himself. I think because it
Oh, of
applies to
course
him.
he did a couple of times.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I was gonna say. I think what he
this is
did
what
was just
happened.
said, "You got me." He had one of those moments. You got me. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think during police interrogation those interrogations last 12 to 15 fucking hours? Why do you think it
Wait, you
lasts that
said
long?
wait. Run that back. How long does it last?
It can last as long as they want it to fucking last. But it's no. We're gonna keep sitting here and keep talking until we get the fucking story out of your motherfucking ass. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break the ice. We're gonna talk about shit that don't matter, and then we're gonna get into why the fuck we're actually here. And if it don't work today, fuck it. We'll bring your ass back in tomorrow, and we'll work on your ass tomorrow. But we're gonna get this fucking story out of you, one way or another. But that's what it is. It's like all these people who not part of the political process think that they're running some type of, oh, well, you need me. Like, no, we don't need anything. I think we need to just get other people out and not you. Like, bro, it's so many other people that they can go to actually participate in the process who can follow simple directions. Why the hell would you want to deal with a bunch of
Wait,
dumbass motherfuckers who don't even want to read or keep up with things?
wait. I have a question. What
Yeah.
is it that we? Okay, and just understand when I say we, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What do we need to do? What is it that we need to do? First question.
Nothing
What do
more.
we? Okay. Now, what is it that the greater we need to do?
No, the greater we has been created to
Mhm.
supplant us.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's why I wanted to make this. What is it
Yeah.
that? What do we need to do?
No, you need to just do what everybody else is doing to be successful. What the greater we is doing is
Uh
paying
huh.
attention to all these other people and
Thank
asking
you.
for things from a
Thank
specific
you.
process that they're not
Thank
actually
you.
engaging in, and they on some
Thank you.
whoop this trick type bullshit and trying to ask us, trying to copy off of our paper. Oh, so what are you getting in Colorado? Like Colorado works fine, just fine, and your ass ain't here, which means it works even better because I ain't got to see your face. I mean, I get to see it online, but I don't get to see your face when I turn this shit off. Like this is the end of listening to dumbass motherfuckers. But at the end of the day, that's what happens, man. It's like we don't share the same culture, bro. We don't share it.
Exactly.
We
That's
don't
what I
have
wanted to get
these
at.
things in common. We never
That's
have,
why
and it's like,
that's that was why I wanted to make the distinction. I'm like, there's we, and then there's the we in quotes, right? I'm like,
yeah.
who needs to do what?
The thing is, they want the benefits of progress without working towards it. And because we haven't quote unquote succeeded, they think that by trying to ride our backs even harder, that we're going to solve all their problems for them.
Whoa, whoa,
Nah,
whoa,
bro.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
That's what this is
MOT.
about. That's what this is about.
But I have another question for you. They don't think we've succeeded. Well, what's the barometer or gauge on that? How do we determine that exactly? I mean,
No, no,
because
no.
I
They've
would say,
determined it.
given, uh huh,
They've determined it by them by
subscriber
us
count.
not having completed the mission. No, no, no. Subscriber count is just a facade of
Okay,
fake credibility. Because I mean, I
gotcha.
watch cat videos and like lions eating up people.
I
I doubt
watch
that
a
shit
whole
is that
bunch of
that
animal
important.
videos all the time. Yeah,
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 I mean, but you can't say that because you watch a cat video or a lion eating up somebody as the relevance and the credence of the actual argument of them eating up somebody in the video. But when you don't have any type of tangibles, you go
hmm
toward popularity. It's kind of
hmm
like when you listen to these backwater reptiles talk about, how much that they got this quote unquote woman under control. That you find like these dudes ain't got custody of their kids, and everything that they complain about is about the very woman that they control. It's like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? And it's like everything is a lie from beginning to end. It's all a lie. They have to log in to feel better about themselves, about the actual progress that they're not gonna take. And the only thing they have left in the world is to stick it to the people who don't fucking need them. They know we don't fucking need them. So what they want to do is they just want to, oh, well, I'm just gonna be in your way. You're gonna have to face me forever.
Ah,
Like, that's what
uh,
it is, man.
uh,
That's what it
uh.
is.
Okay, okay, yep. Mm.
And here's the thing: you solve it here, you solve it everywhere else. But here's the other thing: people get their stuff a little bit together, and then they dive their dumb ass right back off into this shit. Now they're a productive guy. They're the cool uncle who get to lie to people about where they're at because they can't wait to mislead other people. They want to survive long enough in the system so that way they can mislead other people,
Well, I think
just like that was misled.
I think there's a notion of this idea. Okay, think about it, right? We all want to see the sum total of our life's works, have some sort of meaning or impact, right?
Not
Post
everybody.
our, well, okay, not everybody, but I would say that there are some people that even in a position where they've taken sort of like a nihilistic viewpoint, there's
Hmm.
a philosophy that goes along with that they would like to have carried on past
Nihilism is
their.
very powerful, by the
Yeah,
way. It is an
it's
excellent
very
concept
powerful.
to help you
Talk
notice
about
what the
it.
problem is. But at the end of the day, the step past nihilism is doing something about it. They
But
haven't
see, here's
crossed
the
the
thing. No,
Rubicon into doing
no.
something about it.
But see, nihilism is literally is a philosophy about literally knowing what the problem is and literally not doing anything about it.
Yep.
Nihilism, that is literally what it is. It's about
Finding out
not
what all
doing
the
something.
faults are, saying that it don't matter, and then
Bingo,
not doing anything to change the
bingo.
actual system or process itself.
They call it black pill for those of you guys that didn't know. They also call it black pill.
Or else it's another concept called infinite ignorance. It is an actual term, by the way, in
Infinite
psychology.
ignorance.
Yes.
Like a rabbit hole of
Yes. Yes.
God damn.
Yeah. That's what it is. And it's like, how do you argue against people who are not the problem, but you don't say jack shit to people who are the problem, and then you just think that my collective silence is going to make those problems go away? How? Okay, explain to me. Show me on a Venn diagram where you
hmm
have de-escalating situations through the bottom of infinity that's going to come through the top part of the graph. Show me that graph, by the way. Show it to me. Because they're literally trying to act like the graph exists. I'm like, dude, the best position you could put one of these people in is make them explain themselves. Have them up there,
Well,
ask them
I
questions.
thought we did that yesterday. I thought
We
we did that
did.
yesterday.
We did. And it
What
doesn't matter
happened?
whether, yeah,
MOT,
it
what
does
happened?
work.
What happened? What happened?
Yeah. Dude,
what,
like the
what happened?
he felt like he was being American me, so he jumped out the panel. That's what he felt like.
American me. No.
All these verifiable questions.
Oh,
You guys have a
holy
really nice
shit.
night. Like, no, bro.
I
Like, you
don't know if
came in
y'all
to
ever
ask
seen that
questions.
movie, yo. If y'all ain't seen that movie, go see that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. He come out the cell. He knew them dudes were looking for him. And it was like, yeah, man. Sometimes you have to give it your best shot. Yeah, man. So they gave him 300.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Yeah, man. But these
Yeah.
dudes are like, dude, they're indestructible levels of stupidity. And these people are choosing
Holy
to
shit,
invest in
dude.
this.
Dude,
Yes.
okay, so look, that whole thing yesterday, right? Even there was a few live stream, or I'm sorry, a few comments on that live stream where people were literally just like they were just kind of like this guy is like super immature. Like what he it's like a purposeful stupidity, and it's disheartening as a black man to see another black man just sort of like reduce himself to that. But then again, I'm just over here making the assumption that he's reducing himself. Maybe that's
Yes.
just where he actually is. Now I don't know. I don't know I don't know which is worse, right? If he's naturally stupid or being willfully stupid. You tell me.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the
You just
results matter
stupidity
more
stupid,
than
right?
anything. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It
There we
doesn't
go.
matter.
All right. Okay. It doesn't matter. All right.
But guess what? There is something that shows you what happens when you give them everything that they want. You want to
What's
see it?
that?
You want to see
Yeah,
it?
let's see it.
All
Yep.
right. All right. Another visual here for y'all. Okay. Now, these personnel who don't want to work toward anything, let's say that you give them everything that they want. Let's say you give them infinite amount of women that they can be able to impregnate and like not take care of. This study has already been done. So let's see it for ourselves. What happens in Mago Utopia? When you give them everything that they want, let's see how this stuff ends.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So that way you can see, and you're going to see a lot of distinctions between where we are and what exactly happened in this mouse colony. So let's get this thing underway.
1972, John B. Calhoun detailed the specifications of a utopia designed for mice, built in the laboratory. Every aspect of Universe 25, as this particular model was called, was designed to cater for the well-being of its rodent residents, increase their lifespan, and allow them to mate. There was abundant food, water, and nesting material. The universe was cleaned regularly. There were no predators, the temperature stable. Paradise. Or maybe not. 4 pairs of disease-free mice selected from the National Institute of Health's elite breeding colony moved in on day 1. It took months for the rodents to familiarize themselves with their new world. Then they started to reproduce, and the population increased exponentially, doubling every 55 days. Those were the good times in paradise.
Oh, yeah?
Past day 315, more than 600 mice now lived in Universe 25, rubbing shoulders on their way up and down the stairwells to eat, drink, and sleep. Population growth slowed. Young ones found themselves born into a world with far more mice than meaningful social roles. Males faced a lot of competitors to defend their territory against. Many found that so stressful they gave up. Normal discourse within the community broke down, and with it the ability of mice to form social bonds.
That sounds so
Lone
familiar.
females retreated to isolated nesting boxes on penthouse levels. Other males, a group Calhoun termed the beautiful ones, never sought sex and never fought. They just ate, slept, and groomed, wrapped in narcissistic introspection. Elsewhere, cannibalism, asexuality, and violence became endemic. Mouse society had collapsed. On day 560, the population peaked at 2,200 mice. A few mice survived past weaning until day 600, after which there were few pregnancies and no surviving young. As the population had stopped regenerating itself, its path to extinction was clear. The mice had lost the capacity to rebuild their numbers. Many that could still conceive, such as the beautiful ones and their secluded singleton female counterparts, had lost the social ability to do so. On day 920 was the last conception. The last mouse died on May 23, 1973, 4 years and 10 months after colonization. Calhoun later said that the creatures had died 2 deaths. The first was that of their spirit and their society. The second death was that of their physical body. It was not the first time the ethologist had built a world for rodents. Calhoun had been creating utopian environments for rats and mice since the 1940s, with consistent results.
Hey, Emily, can you pause it for a
leads to
second?
explosive violence and hypersexual activity.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Listen, just check this out. Interesting observation. That a dude was able to kind of make the observation that a spiritual death in something like a mouse or a rat,
Yes, yes.
right? We think we literally generally look at rats and mice as pestilence.
Yeah.
But in this situation, they factored in their spirituality. That's fucking deep.
Yeah.
Because
And
they
here's the thing.
observed that they observed that was the first death that occurred.
Correct. And
Go
and
ahead.
here's
Go
the
ahead.
thing. They had ample of everything. Food, water, shelter, mating, everything. They had everything. They didn't work toward any of it. They were given everything.
They
and
wanted
it's
for
still
not.
devolved. And
They
it's
wanted
still
for not.
devolved into nothing.
Interesting.
And what they don't understand is every time I hear somebody complain about the fucking community, I'm like, this is Mouse 25. This is somebody should have like a wrecking ball come right through the goddamn shit and fuck them up. At the end of the day, people who are talking about community, people who are talking about pro-black, people who are talking about all this shit without political actual involvement, are they your fucking enemies? They've
But think
always been
about
your fucking enemies.
but think about it like this. Based on what this guy is saying, a wrecking ball isn't even necessary.
It isn't. You just leave them to their own
That's
devices.
the fucked up part.
That's the thing.
Leave
They're
them to their own devices.
That's the thing.
Oh my god.
Dude, you don't even have to touch them.
You
don't have to do
oh
anything.
shit.
Like, dude, the whole fact that they're begging for shit that is normal and natural, that they don't understand that it is not normal and
They
natural to
literally
them.
took their own selves out.
Yes.
They took themselves out.
Yes. That's why they're talking about community.
How do you go ahead, bro.
Yes.
Go ahead.
That's what they're
Go
talking
ahead, go
about,
ahead.
infinite forgiveness. Yes, because they're desperately trying to restart this thing. These are the future failures of America in the present, trying to act like they're successful because they have popularity on YouTube.
In the form of mice.
In the form of, yes, I just showed you. So let me finish this up real quick.
Followed by asexuality, self-destruction, and extinction. In his widely cited paper, Population Density and Social Pathology, Calhoun concluded, no matter how sophisticated we are, Once the number of individuals capable of filling social roles greatly exceeds the number of such roles, only violence and disruption can follow. He then referred to a phenomenon he called behavioral
Behavioral
sync.
sync.
Behavioral sync is our desire to be in the presence of others, to be conditioned to seek to be near others, and to be drawn to the crowd, in spite of the conflicts that this can generate.
Uh-oh.
Drawing from Calhoun's popular research, social scientists started to call for restrictions on reproduction as the only possible response to the world's rising population.
What happened when Ramil said just stop having kids? How pissed off these motherfuckers got. Stop having kids and fix your own shit before you have more children. How mad did these dudes get at Ramil when Ramil said that shit?
What are you telling me, Ramil? Are you telling me I'm supposed to bypass my biological
Needs and get your shit
needs
together.
needs in order for me to get my shit together?
Like, bro, I wouldn't dream of trying to help these motherfuckers out. Are you kidding me? Dude, you're exactly where the fuck you need to be at.
Oh shit. Okay, go ahead,
That's
dude.
why
Go
they
ahead.
have to sabotage every other group that they join. Because they're the mouse. They're these mice who can't survive. They have to destroy progress. Progress is now the enemy.
Calhoun himself was more optimistic about our future. He argued, as our physical space declines, we are forced to extend a conceptual space, our network of ideas and technologies. Later in his career, he turned to possible solutions and began to build creative universes that minimize the ill effects of overcrowding. What are your thoughts? Is overcrowding a danger for mankind, or does it only affect rodents?
Oh, it affects you.
Oh no, it affects humans. Comic shit there.
Yeah, I said it affects humans too.
Oh, all day, all day, all day. What's going on, John Davis? But this is why you have grown ass adults who keep wanting to associate themselves with the hood persona when they know what that shit has done to these communities. They know. They're not dumb.
No, but here's what I like in it too, man. And I don't know, maybe you can give me your take on this. Some people, and I don't know if it's hardwired or not. I'm not 100% sure, but it's almost as if it's like based on black culture, social programming. When you sort of accumulate it all, music, television, food, environment, right? When you put it all together, it's almost as if it's like there's an intrinsic or an inherent self-destruct button that's supposed to go off at some point. You get what I mean? And it's almost as if it's like in order to diffuse that button, you have to kind of have this knowledge or understanding and then possess the impetus to actually go about just disarming that button.
Yes.
But oftentimes the programming is so strong that you're drawn to a lot of the ills, right? The booze, the partying, the laissez-faire sex.
Yep. The working
element,
for free for actual big corporations that
you know
don't
what
give
I'm
you shit.
saying?
Yeah, just the stupid shit.
It's
Like,
just it's a lower vibe type of sustenance, so to speak.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what it is just sipping on poison. Yeah, they're just sipping on
Basically,
poison
like
until it
slow
fucking
sipping.
kills them.
Yeah, slow sipping on poison. Yep.
And like we can go out and research this information. Like you can show them how many times you want to. Dude, they're already on this collision course. Already. They're already on it. They're not gonna get off of it.
Well, wasn't there a prediction for the black demographic in this country, right? 2053, right?
43. 43.
Oh, did we drop it 10 years?
No, it was always 2043.
I thought it was 2053. It's 2043?
Oh, sorry.
Where
If it's 53, wait. If it's 53, then I'm sorry. I thought I remembered it as 43. It could be
No,
53, but
because
I thought it was 43.
on paper, 2053. You want
Yeah,
my opinion?
2053.
Okay. You want my opinion? It's not.
Yeah.
It's going to be before then.
Yeah, of course it is.
Now, I'm on record saying that it's going to be before then. I'm talking maybe 2035,
Yeah.
where they say we hit zero in terms of net wealth.
Not we, not us,
I'm
them.
sorry. I'm sorry. Not
Because
not
because
we.
because
You're right. You're right.
because then they're talking in pluralities and collectives. Like that's why these people join the Black Manospheres. They want to ride our backs until we overproduce and solve their fucking problems. They're the zeros. They want to be multiplied against the 100s and the 75s and the 50s. They're the zeros who don't add shit. They know they don't add shit. That's why they have to dive off into entertainment and blaming women for shit that they refuse to actually get past. Because they're doing this shit on their own and then they're pointing and blaming somebody else for it. Like, 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 like you couldn't get black people to sound like racist motherfuckers who didn't know anything about, the Latino problem, but they don't understand that most of these people are Venezuelans, but they're treating them like they're Mexicans because they have black hair and they speak Spanish. Because they don't understand how the actual immigration policy and system works. And even if you explain it to them, they still don't give a fuck because they've already bought into what their actual explanation is. And then they go listen to Phil from the Advice Show, go shit inside their fucking head, and keep them hopped up on that goddamn bullshit that they be on.
Right.
You can't help these dudes. The best thing you can be able to do is leave them to their own fucking devices and don't invite them to the democratic process. You leave them maligned to because you can't be a high producing person in society and think all this crazy ass shit. You can't be. So at the end of the day, this is why these Manosphere saboteurs are here. They came here to reduce the conversation to a place where they can be accepted. That's what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose. But this actual progress is quite individual. They don't understand that when they talk about, man, what are we gonna do? No, what the fuck are you gonna do? What the fuck
Yeah.
have you done?
Look.
End of the
The
day,
thing
stop trying
is,
to make it a group problem. It's an individual issue.
well, the thing about it is that in individual action culminates into an accumulative effect,
Yes, that's when
right?
you become the new group.
That's what I mean. It's like it
Yes,
starts with an individual impetus first before you can talk group.
yes. To them, they want to talk group because they want to benefit without work, and then they want to be an individual after they cannibalize shit that does work. They want to go back to being an individual after they take shit away from people who've created this shit. Like, okay, they want to give away all the gains of previous generations when it comes to civil rights and everything else because they don't fucking understand the system and they want a better system so that way they can play. But they don't understand by giving away the current system, you're never going to get to that perfect system to where your ass is going to get involved. And it's like, could you explain it to me how you're going to get there your way?
But the problem is once we get to that system talk, right? I
Yeah.
think this is really where the separation happens.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and see, and that's kind of where people get lost in the sauce. I'm gonna keep it real.
No, they should be. Listen.
Because remember, dude, I went okay, Mr. AV Media last week was doing his thing, having his thing to say about the brain trust and all that kind of stuff and geopolitics and all that. I asked him a
Okay,
simple
so what's the
question.
newest thing that he was talking about? What's the newest thing?
Well, no, the thing was that he was saying, we talk about geopolitics and stuff like that after taking the shots and doing all this type of shit, and I'm just like,
Oh, okay.
well, okay, if you do that, explain to me why I haven't gotten my parts yet, right? They haven't made it in from China yet. Explain it to me. Now, the answer simply was that a lot of ships have been rerouted because of a lot of the conflict in the Red Sea from all the bullshit, i.e., geopolitics, right? So that should have been a basic, simple answer. You know what he couldn't provide me? That fucking answer. So I'm just like, well, listen, don't pop shit. Just stop.
But this is a lifelong problem. They ask questions from ignorance to be educated on things. That's the problem. They ask questions from absolute fucking ignorance to be caught up on everything. And then when you give them the actual explanation that they no doubt wanted to look for, they walk away from the explanation as if you never said anything. The whole point is to run you out of all your arguments and to actually make sure that nothing actually works so that way you could just leave the conversation. The only thing they're trying to do is make you stop talking. Why don't you not exist? Why don't you leave? Popularity of what's going on here. Nothing is going to work. I'm going to make sure that things don't work. And it's like, look, you asked a question, you got an answer, you should be brought up to speed, right? Wrong. They're not brought up to speed. They're just finding another dumbass reason to ask another question about things. I mean, like,
Right.
we shouldn't be having a conversation about how to wipe your ass after you shit at this point in the game. But that's the equivalent level of their fucking conversation points. Why? Because they have to keep repeating the cycle over and over and over again. As if they don't have the answer. This is the learned helplessness shit that I'm talking about. They learn this shit, how to be helpless AF,
Yep.
and then they try to socialize you into thinking that you got to solve their problems for them. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not solving anything.
Because I'm like I'm helpless, right? Hey, Moti, I'm gonna mute for just a minute, dude. Go ahead and rock.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, come solve my problems. Come solve my problems. I don't know what's going on. I was like, okay, all right, read these things. Okay, did you read that? No. All right, why are you here? Well, you should feel bad because I don't have outcomes. Hey, man, that's you that don't have outcomes. Colorado works just fine. Well, what's going on in Colorado? Hey, man, you got to live here in order to know that. But you chose to live around circumstances that don't work on purpose. So that way you can have some shit to complain about. Or you engage in the actual behavior that you know don't lead to good outcomes. It isn't that the women that are bad, it's just that you want bad outcomes, and these women are the only people who can provide you those bad outcomes. So now you have a symbiotic relationship with the actual women that you claim that you don't want. That's the problem. I'm like, look, man, these people ain't your people. Leave their ass alone. Stay away from them. Go get results. Because that magical ass thinking is going to be put to the test the moment you have to put this stuff into action. It happened to me too. That magical ass thinking, once you get some actual experience that comes in contact with your magical ass thinking, that's when you realize that these things are not working. And you have to be able to change or you stop trying. But if you keep trying and actually respond to the things the way that you're supposed to respond to them, things do change. I would look like a damn fool complaining about the Mississippi Delta at this point. I knew this shit was fucked up when I left. 1996, when I graduated high school and I left, it was messed up then and it's messed up now. Nothing that could possibly be done about the entire area. You literally have to extract everybody out of there on some Hurricane Katrina level shit and build an entire society. And if you allow these people to come back, but if you invite them back, you're going to have this Universe 25 shit happen. There has to be some buy-in from the actual personnel that you want to actually help. If they actually want to do this. And guess what? I'll make you ignore reality all the time. I will make your dumb ass go hang out with suspect people. I'll make you go do that. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that the only thing that you have left is popularity. Bullshit ass popularity from random people that you can't help. But that's the thing, man. These people are not part of the Black Manosphere. They never was, and they never will be. I don't know why they want the brand. I don't know why they want to be here. And then people put it all off on me to show better leadership so that way I can get these people under control. Fuck that. Are you crazy? I do not have time for helpless people. I don't have time for that shit. You're right. Career victim. Are there things that are wrong? Yes, there are. When things happen, dude, there should be an NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, type investigation to fix these problems whenever there are ones. And you have to prove that you're getting past it. You have to prove implementation of other steps. But when you have personnel who deliberately don't want to follow simple directions, don't want to do the things that needs to be done, and think that they're just going to build their actual power base off of thinking people need them, that's crazy. That's right. Yep. Yep. That's what it is. The Mensheviks and the Bolsheviks. They got in charge. Then they didn't they didn't know how anything worked. But they got power that they wasn't supposed to have, and then they didn't know how to run anything. So it subsequently failed. No shit. It was supposed to fail. But at the end of the day, they just want power to have it. They see the good that can be done with it, but do they want to do good with it? Absolutely not. They want to return the situation to nothingness. That's where they're the strongest, as long as there's not any progress. So why should I leave the Black Manosphere? Leave it to these people? No, I'll just show the contrast. I'll show the contrast because I'm not worried about women and their outcome and what they pick. I'm not worried about none of that shit. I call it. I have these things called individual outcomes that I'm not trying to share with all these people. I'll share the perspective, but share the gains from it? Fuck out of here. Why would I even give you any of this shit? No, sir. You're gonna sit there and starve. I know how this shit's gonna end. I don't have to put my hands on you. I could just sit here and wait you out. There's literally no reason to have, unless you have like some developmental disabilities. Like, bro, like this stuff is still individually based. If you still believe in this group based mind state and everybody's gonna fix everything for you while you don't try to help at all, dude, you're gonna be waiting forever.
Hey, Moti, I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, like these people don't understand how simple effort is. You literally have to waste a whole bunch of time not to put in effort. You literally have to waste 8, 9 hours on live streams doing smoke shows and trying to talk shit about people's relationship that you don't know shit about to dodge taking action.
Well, I would say, okay, effort is literally the energy that you put into something, right? So
Yes.
what is it that you're trying to receive in return for your effort, or let's just say your, what do they call it in business, right? Sweat equity.
Yeah.
Your sweat equity, right? So that's the non-compensated energy that you put into building something, right? And that non-compensated energy actually has value. That's why it's called sweat equity. The term is equity, right? You weren't compensated for it, but the time that you did, it built something that is now of value. Okay.
Or
What is
or it's like
what go ahead.
or it's like notice it's like the peacetime dividend. Even though George H.W.
Mm-hmm.
Bush was lying about that concept because the actual defense budget kept fucking going up no matter how much money we spent on defense. But his
It's
actual
always gonna
concept
go up.
was, yeah, so the actual concept at the time was, let us spend all this money on defense and then we're gonna have this peacetime dividend where we're not gonna need to spend this money on shit.
What are you
Shocker,
talking
the
about?
Pentagon yeah, so it's like shocker, the Pentagon budget kept fucking going up every
Yeah,
fucking year, no matter how
I
much
was
money you spent.
I was gonna say, what is it now? Dude, that is a fucking awesome sales pitch though. I gotta give it to him.
Yes, it is. Like look,
It is. I gotta
I'll
give it to
spend
him.
all the money now, so that way we don't
And
have to spend the
then
money then.
and then after we bomb everything to shit, we'll have peacetime, right?
Yeah,
We won't have
yeah.
to do it. That's a lie.
Remember George W. Bush was we got to fight them in Iraq and Afghanistan, so we ain't got to fight them over here. What?
What?
Oh man! So it's like you let Bin Laden escape into Tora Bora, so now you invaded two different places that didn't even require being invaded to make a whole bunch of money for your fucking friends.
Listen,
Okay, bro. Okay.
listen. Look, the paper trail between, was it Halliburton and Bechtel and
Yeah.
all of those subcontractors at that time that were handling all that stuff under Cheney's watch, Cheney and Rumsfeld's watch, and all that shit. Come on, man, we were there for it.
But guess what? We're broke now whenever we want to do shit for people. We're always broke when we want to do shit for people. But when we want to help corporations screw over the United States government, that's the shit we celebrate.
Yeah. Oh, don't
All
get
these
me
fiscal
started.
conservatives are nowhere near anything when it comes to trying to help people with shit.
I mean, shit, dude. Like, you know what? Let me shut up about a lot of shit, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah. The conversation can devolve.
because I
Yeah,
was
yeah, I got you.
because I was gonna say, man, a lot of people gonna get pissed off, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I'm
this stuff ain't that
I'm gonna
hard
say
to me.
I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed at what the fuck has been going on in this
I'm
space
not.
over what
I'm not.
I am. What do you no?
I'm not. I'm not. Dude, I've been around these type of failed men in my community growing up. I see these people all the time in my fucking family. When I go to these Thanksgiving and Christmas events, I see this shit all the time. And these are the people who are mostly having the largest amount of fucking kids, are the people who are not prepared to do anything about anything, but they got their mouth open complaining about everything. So yeah, listen, if you combine the confirmation bias and the experienced actual outcomes from the military, from the police force, from corporate America, owning my own business and being around my fucking family, this shit is going to evolve exactly that fucking way. And the only thing that remains constant is my individual ability to produce and get past this shit and
Let me.
move. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, that's what it is.
No, 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 dude. You're hitting the mark, dude. I had a conversation with my daughter earlier today, right? So this was something we started talking about. I got her a hot pot. I don't know if you know about these things. It's like this pot. They're huge in Asia, like in China and stuff like that, right? It's like this pot you plug in, and literally with this one pot, you can do a bunch of different shit with it, right? You can cook all kind of shit with it. And
Oh
so
yes,
literally,
yes,
dude,
yes. I mean, they're big in Cambodia, but yeah, I haven't
yeah,
seen that
yeah, like a
much.
hot
Like,
pot.
yeah, yeah,
Well, no, it's blowing up here because it's on TikTok and shit.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I got her one for Christmas, and she's become a maestro with this thing, right? So then I was just like, okay, she was just like, I want to do a cooking show and all this and all that. I'm like, okay. And then she was like, this company is called Bear. They make like three different sizes of these hot pots. So I need to get her the other ones. And, I'm going to reach out to the company over in China and just, kind of get like some referral situation set up and all that kind of stuff, right? Basically, dude, going into the future, like your child has to have a business essentially. Like we're in this new age and this new time where we have to really sort of reorient and rethink how we do things, right? Certain uh, jobs and positions are going to be they're going to require actual humans, right? Others are going to be like AI assisted, so it's going to need humans that understand how to utilize the AI components in positions. Then there will be things that will be fully automated. Then there's going to be like entrepreneurial once again, your small businesses are never going to go anywhere. Okay, they're never going to go anywhere. There's never be a time where ultimately, Amazon is just going to do literally everything in your life. That's just not going to be the case,
Nah,
right? You need
it's gonna
things
be too much
repaired, and
competition.
that's what you need. Okay, but basic shit, dude, like repairs and hardware shit, like physical things, trade shit, right? That's never going to go anywhere, right? However, for the youngsters coming up, man, the future is going to look vastly different.
And they're
Let me
already
tell you.
involved. They're already plugged in.
Thank you. I got
They're
a
already
12-year
plugged in.
old, and her head is on some like, Dad, reach out to this company. You get the scooters from China. Get me some of these hot pots from China. I'm gonna do some cooking shows on YouTube and this and that. I'm gonna have a little business, and I'm like, okay, you got your little, you got it now. Okay, I tried different things with her, but this is what she brought to me. Listen, this is the future. This is how
And
it's
guess
gonna go
what?
down, man.
She said she has a higher level of being plugged in because she's interacting with it right now. Not
Thank you.
graduating high school, not not needing to produce right away. Exploring the creativity under an environment where you don't have to produce
Yeah.
right away.
Yep.
It's kind of like when you see these like children who are allowed to engage in their actual creativity very early,
Hmm.
most likely from very educated parents. How they create these Franklin Richards level children. And it was
wait,
like, whoa, well,
okay,
how does that happen? It's like,
MOT,
well,
that happened. Okay, so we had that conversation on the Brain Trust on that politics live stream when that brother Mo came up, right? And he was saying that a conservative talking point is freedom of education. And I said, hey, Mike, can you bring up episode 240 of the Brain Trust? That had everything to do with freedom of education, i.e., Montessori education, which shows to have the best outcomes for black kids. And I'm like, well, you don't think we're pro, choice of education? Because if you were to ask us, we want the best. If you can do some homeschooling and provide an even better education, hey, 2 thumbs up, do it, right? You're like, don't
but think about what these
like
people are
there's
socializing.
certain things, MOT, that are common sense, right? And this is the shit that really kind of, oh shit, what happened?
I'm sure.
What just happened?
Oh, well, that's on his side. Well, hold on, I'll drop the link again. Again, men are supposed to be solving problems and moving on to other issues and solving those problems. That's what you're
Hey,
supposed to be doing.
sorry about that. Sorry about that, bro.
No, it's cool.
I'm not sure what the hell happened there.
I mean, shit, I'm shocked I haven't received a fucking phone call.
Dude, I was gonna
Shocked.
say, like, what the
Shocked, I
fuck
tell you.
just what the
Shocked,
fuck
I
just
tell you.
happened here? That was my bad, dude. Shit. Okay. Well, I don't know where I dropped off. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, it's just at the end of the day here, it's just that what can be socialized right now. Remember, I mean, you're my age. I mean, did we? I mean, the cell phone costs what in elementary school? Like $300 a month. You maybe have 45 minutes.
Man,
Now
you
these
had
people
like
got tablets and phones and everything else.
it was a minutes plan, bro.
Yeah.
It was minutes.
Yep. The only thing you have to do is look at the problems that they're solving, look at the shit that they're complaining about, and look at this structure. If you respond to actual things in life, and the only thing you have is contradiction as your highest way of arguing, and you don't go to the top three, you're gonna operate like a person that is not operating functionally in society, and you're forever gonna be behind everybody, and you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
manipulated by your own failure by all of these personnel, and they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna keep doing it because they run a business off of it. Like, keeping most of these dudes locked onto this red pill rage is a fucking business. It's a
Mm-hmm.
business. Like like exploitable labor, in like third world countries like blood diamonds and shit. Like keeping these people locked into this is a
Fucking
business.
cobalt miners.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
business. Keeping you
Mm-hmm.
from being able to solve your own problems is a business. Keeping you separated from the political system is a business.
Business. There's
Keeping
money
you
in it.
focused on entertainment and foolishness and nonsense is a
That's
business.
definitely a business.
A business.
That's definitely a business. Hey, did you guys see how Usher groped Alicia Keys during that Super Bowl halftime show? Like, how fucking who cares?
Oh, I didn't watch it. Like I
No, MOT. I'm being facetious.
oh, okay.
I hope you didn't. I hope you didn't watch it because I didn't watch it. But what it was one of the popular talking points this morning from the
Oh,
Super
okay.
Bowl yesterday. It was about the
Yeah.
whole halftime show and how Usher pushed up all on Swizz Beats' chick, and I'm just like, this is a fucking thing.
No, but it's always someone else to concentrate on. It's always something else stupid and meaningless to concentrate
Oh,
on because they
God,
can't
man.
focus on anything that is progressive and positive. So, but at the end of the day, I'm Mr. Negative for pointing out how dumb this shit is.
But wait a minute, MOT. Just
It's my
quick,
fault.
wait. Let me ask you something. Quick question. Since when did the word progressive have? When did it get a negative connotation? Think about it. People say progressive, and then there's like negative shit, right? That's kind of connotated along with that.
I mean, but
Why
if
is
you
that?
think about the term here, progressive automatically meant like LGBT
I mean, that's
immediately.
isn't that funny?
This shit was
Like
crazy, man.
how did you how did okay, because the root word is progress, right? You see, so I'm not sure why when you think of progress, why do you think like same sex couples?
And it's like deliberately
Like
not
what is going
understanding the
on?
words of definitions of words is how these people live their life, man.
I swear to God, it's like wait, I
Well,
thought
they
you
live their
guys
life on this shit, man.
went to the same schools we went to, and took the same English classes, and we understand language and shit. How did things change in such a way where, like I said, where did this connotation of being a progressive, that means one that looks to say like progress society? And hey, I guess there's a lot of ways one could take that, right? However, I'm talking about as black men, right? As black men, if we say we're progressive, what it why would you take that as anything other than us taking our natural positions in society? Why? If we're the ones to drive it, to progress it, why would we not be that?
You're like the
MOT. That's
same
the question.
idiots who think
That's the question.
you're like the same idiots who think that Michelle Obama's about to replace fucking Joe Biden as the fucking front runner for the Democratic
I
Party. Like
I have
it's always something
the
else
fuck
to
is
fucking focus on. It's always something else fucking stupid to focus on, dude. Always something else dumb as fuck to focus on.
I don't know. To me, it's the and I want you to get back to this graph here, but it's
Yeah.
it's just the lack of intellect, bro. It's kind of troubling right now. Go
Purposeful.
ahead, man.
Purposeful.
Yeah, and it's
Purposeful.
on purpose. And it's on purpose. Go ahead.
And they just want to state that they disagree, but they don't know why. That's what the contradiction is. States opposing case with little or no supporting evidence. If you cannot say fully why, because their answer is, well, just ignore it. Well, just ignore it. It's like, well, why don't you just ignore being here? Why don't you just stay in your little mud hut and fucking
I mean,
where you fucking be at? Like, why do you have to be around other type of men proving that your ass shouldn't be here? But it's
what?
us who got to move.
But
Oh,
by
okay.
that logic, that person could then also apply that, right, to things that sort of disturb them socially speaking, right? See, if we
No, but the whole
mirror it,
point is to act like there's no answer to everything, so that way they can maintain a position at the bottom and complain about everything without
oh,
taking any action. The whole
okay,
fact that you're
okay.
solving problems and proving how fucking simple this shit is, it's kind of
Hmm.
like, people from Venezuela being here after going to court so that way they can stay here. They deliberately
Hmm.
not understand how that fucking system works. They don't understand how due process works, and then they just call them Mexicans.
I mean, look,
What the fuck?
you know what's funny about that? That if them same dude, like, let me tell you something. I'm born and raised in California, right? Be careful who you call a Mexican and who
I'll tell you, man.
you might get your ass whooped
Tell you, man,
because
bro.
you
Like you
might
call
be
one of them
talking to
island
somebody.
motherfuckers like the wrong island, like some
No, no,
Pacific
you no,
Islanders,
dude. You
bro,
call you no,
bro.
bro.
You
You
call it the
no.
wrong
Listen,
island, man. You
let me tell
you
you
gonna
something.
be
Let me tell you something. El Salvador, and Mexico border each other, right down the south, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of El Salvadorians here in California. Don't call them
Oh, I know.
Mexicans.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a problem if you do. See, it's shit like that. That's why it's just like, you can, there's so much nuance to this type of stuff. And, like I said, being somebody who grew up here in California where the illegal immigration issue kind of started. I don't know if you guys know that, right? But we've been dealing with, and I'm throwing this in air quotes, illegal immigration for years, under not only Republican, but also Democrat governors. It's not what you think. And that's why you see it the way it is now. And it's the reason why guys like us really don't speak on it too much, because it's just like, well, wait a minute. You didn't see this going on in California for the last 40 years?
Colorado for the past fucking
Colorado,
25, 26
Arizona,
years.
Texas. You know, you think, see, because everybody else, all of a sudden, they're getting an influx of this shit. But like I said, I grew up, right? We had ESL programs and all this stuff, kids coming in here in Mexico and stuff like that. And, you know, that's always been a thing. So, you know, that is honestly, it's really truly bipartisan. It goes Republican and Democrat, to be honest with you, because it
And
was
what
like
people
that
don't
in
understand
California.
is that Guatemalans treat, Mexicans how conservatives want to treat Mexicans here. Like they don't even know that shit.
Don't also
They
call a
fucking know
Guatemalan a Mexican. Don't
yeah,
call a Guatemalan a Mexican and vice versa, because you might get your head rocked. Don't do that either.
yeah. That's why I'm like, man, bro, listen, man, like this shit can be easily solved, but they don't want to solve the issue. They don't want to even know that there's a issue to be solved. Like they want to be in that narcissistic introspection, thinking that they have the high ground of the bottom of the barrel where they ain't got to produce or do shit. Fuck out of here, man.
I mean, so look, this is the reason why I brought up the whole thing about California. I'm like, you know, if you really want to make illegal immigration a linchpin and all this type of shit, and then pin it on people who might say vote Democratic or something like that. This is the reason why I just highlighted. I'm like, well, being born and raised in California, it was Republicans and Democrats who pushed this illegal immigration shit. Like, just go look up, just Google, do a little Google search on how many Republicans have been busted hiring illegal immigrants. MOT,
Yeah,
am I lying? Am I lying?
dude, I'm telling you right now, you can go in Ohio, you can go to
Am I lying, bro?
Pennsylvania,
Like,
you can go to
tell me.
Indiana,
You tell
right
me,
below,
dude.
right below that fucking Trump 2020 24 sign, or make America great again. You'll see
The fuck are
Ciafa
we
and
talking
Espelo
about right
apply
now?
inside. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, you motherfuckers won't. Man, these people ain't trying to get out in the fields and pick none of that shit, bro.
Oh my god, dude. Listen, dude. Okay. All right. So, hey, I'm not tripping, right? I mean,
Nah, nah, you're not.
hey,
I mean, but
man.
this shit has been the same for a while. You have to
Exactly.
deliberately not
Exactly.
understand the issue to like not
Exactly.
understand it. So they go to
Exactly.
their emotional dope dealers, to keep them hopped up on misinformation, and then they try to use their misinformation in other places, and people just look at them like they lost their fucking mind. Like, where'd you get that shit from?
Well, that's why I had to point. That's why I had to paint the picture like that, man. Being here in the vanguard of illegal immigration here in California, right? Listen, you had both Democratic and Republicans here, and you had Republicans here, getting busted, hiring illegal immigrants and shit like that. It's a
Bro,
fucking game, bro. Like, stop
I
it.
remember when like Peter Boyles. He used to be like a big talk show radio host here. He was like on the
Hmm.
national circuit for Fox News for a while. Dude, every time you looked around, there was illegal immigrants at this motherfucker's property. And his
Thank
whole issue
you,
was
bro.
railing
Like,
against fucking
stop
illegal
it,
immigrants. Like, man, get the
dude.
fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here,
And it didn't matter
dude.
how many times he got busted. He still was
Dude,
railing against illegal
that's what
immigration.
I'm
Shit
saying,
didn't make
bro. In
any
the night,
sense.
dude, in the '90s in California, bro, like you had like all those fucking white Republicans in like Orange County and shit, stuff like that. Bro, all of them had Consuela, the maid
Yeah.
and shit, right?
Yeah,
Who speak
nannies and all that
hardly a
shit,
lick
man. Crazy.
gardeners and I'm saying there were so many times, dude, where there were news stories back in the day before social media and all this shit was a thing. It would hit like KCAL 9 and CBS 2 and ABC 7 and NBC 4, and KCET 11 and all those, right? And it was,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is, yeah, there's reports that they hired an illegal immigrant as a maid, as what I'm saying. Like I said, dude, it would be the same people that be sit up here. We gotta stop this, bro. They hired them. Okay, Like that whole this immigration thing is a grift. That's why I'm like,
It is a group.
when
Both sides, by
AD
the way.
that's what
Both
I'm
sides.
saying. That's why when AD Media made that video aimed at Mike V, I had to pull up on him because I was like, dude, you really do think this is a Democratic thing? I can tell you about it. I'm born and raised in California. What are you talking about? Under both leaderships, dude, you had it cracking. Okay, just go do a little Google search. You'll see it. What are we talking about?
I mean, but they're
Why are
used
you
to hanging out.
negotiating? Let me shut up. Let me shut the fuck up right now. Let me
I mean,
shut
but
up.
the problem is that they're too busy hanging out and giving uninformed opinions and not being thrown out the conversation as the reason
Right.
of why they're trying to have a conversation. And then they be like, "Oh, you're boring." It's like, dude, bitches talk like that, man. Like, bro, you want to talk about some policy or substantive thing, but see, the whole point is to dodge legitimate conversations and be around illegitimate people.
Hmm.
I'm cool with it. You're only gonna affect yourself, partner.
It's just see my problem is it's the lack of nuance, right? Like if you lack nuance, don't call out the dudes who do possess it because it's gonna go bad for you every time, right? That's why there's all this little brouhaha right now. Um, you know, reaction videos from Special Kev and BGS and whoever the fuck else in
No, man,
terms of things.
I, I know they're weak because they can't come up and have a realistic conversation to where we move
Well,
on from
this is what I'm
it.
talking about, dude. There's a lack of
Yeah, I'm not
nuance
worried
because,
about
like
it.
I said,
Yeah, I'm not worried about
like I said, he makes a video about this whole immigration thing and he aims it at Mike. But then I'm sort of like, okay, well, I'm over here in California, and I'll tell you right now, under both Democratic and Republican leadership, they allowed this shit to happen, just much like how they're doing it right now. It's both. So why are you aiming videos at Mike? That's just that to me that shows a lack of political savvy. Shows you don't
I
really
mean,
know
but
what
if
the
they
fuck
wanted
you're
to
talking
debate, man,
about.
they could have got this shit over with a long time ago. They want to fucking
But
debate.
don't
They
make
don't want to do that
videos.
shit.
Don't do that shit. Don't
I
do
mean, they
that.
do it for attention. They do it for attention.
Fuck, man.
Nothing else. Do it for attention.
Fucking do that shit, man.
Yeah, that's all, man. So you got anything else before we get up out of here? No, we got to get
Nah,
these Black
bro.
Manosphere saboteurs up out of here.
Hey, man.
Out of here. You're not Manosphere. Who
I ain't
told you
got
that you was
none.
Manosphere?
I ain't got nothing else on it, dog. You got it, bro. Hey, I appreciate you for having me up, fam. Real shit.
All right, cool, man. That's it.
All
All
right,
right, I'm
brother.
out of
All
here.
right.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yep, K Diggy, you are definitely correct, and that's why you don't leave the space. Why not leave the space when I can explain myself? My link stay dropped. These people didn't come up, so they was like, well, why don't you compete with us by being a lot more dumb, so that way you can attract more people? Man, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit. Why would I want these people attracted here when I don't even want them to be here? When I don't even respect these people, period. But that's what you have, man. When you get them there, they can't answer simple questions. And then they admit that they own all the bullshit and that they start everything. And then they say that they want universal peace. Make it make sense to me. You don't give these people anything. You don't have to give them shit. So, with that said, I want to thank you guys for coming through. I'm the man tomorrow. Make sure you like the video on the way out. It's always a good time to get your CD out, dude. Them self-driving trucks ain't gonna be here for another 35 years. In that time, dude, you could have been there, got a 20-year career, 6 figures in fucking 2 years, and you could be all the way the fuck out of that shit before you know it. Yeah, you can still get 6 figures in under 2 years. No degree. High school diploma. You could be able to fog a fucking mirror and be 21 years old. You can skip all the bullshit of trying to find yourself in college and general arts, man. You can skip all that shit with a fucking CDL or any other type of needed thing out here. Say it again, man. People like, oh, I'm not gonna get a CDL because MOT your trucking business gonna go out of business. I'm like, dude, listen, man, they still gonna need to ship shit, partner. This field ain't going nowhere. So with that said, Glad you guys came through to hear me. I can't live stream all that much because I got real world shit going on. Well, that's the way it is, man. I'm not trying to make time for bringing these people up to speed. That's what the catalog is about. If you actually wanted to listen to this shit years ago and see all the people who were here years ago and you see where the fuck they stuck at right now, pay attention to the comment section. Pay attention to the actual panels. The people who used to be here and now they're fucking gone over to other spots where they're rehabbing the fucking conversation as if they don't realize the conversation's been had and they have the actual answers to it. Man, I don't give a fuck about none of those people. Yes, they do need one. All the people that I know was in self-driving trucks, they were still behind the wheel of the fucking truck, by the way. That shit just ain't just out there like that. No. Somebody is still in that truck. Still in it. So with that said, don't talk yourself out of an actual opportunity without understanding the things on the ground. I want to thank you guys for coming through on the Man Tomorrow. You guys have a really nice night. Peace. Yeah, man. Like Rumble is for people who Rumble is a place for people who need to be over there. By the way, thank you for coming through. You guys have a nice later.